Hi, Modern Miss Huxtables. I'm coming to you on today, which is October 31st, to celebrate on the last day what is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So, some of you might not be aware or familiar with the fact that October nationally is a month where we recognize domestic violence and raise domestic violence awareness. Purple is the color for this cause, and so this is a muted gray purple, but I'm wearing purple um, to signify my own experience in a marriage, actual legal relationship or partnership, in which I was in a very unhealthy and toxic partnership. And before the month ended, I guess I waited till the last day to just share some inspiration, share some hope, share a little bit of what I experienced in the hopes that other women will watch this video or view this video. And wherever they are on a journey to freedom, to independence, to feeling whole, to feeling healthy, to feeling worthy, to feeling loved, they gain, if it's even just 1 ounce of inspiration. This video is genuinely for you. I see you, I love you, and you are worthy. I want to start by saying being in a relationship that is marked by domestic violence, that can include mental, physical, financial abuse. There are a variety of different ways that abuse looks. It doesn't necessarily have to mean or be marked by physical bruising or the kind of after effects or the physical look of being how we often kind of think abuse has to look. There are a variety of other ways that just even an unhealthy relationship can function to attack, to dismantle, to tear down a person's sense of self, their identity, their sense of hope in the world, their sense of kind of even peace, right? To be living or existing, cohabitating in a home that is marked by fear, that is marked by an unpeaceful place is devastating. It's extremely harmful for any person, right? And I think that especially now in a state of kind of quarantine or shelter in place where so many people are having to be confined to their homes, not only as places where they're working, but also where they're living, that entire domestic space becomes your whole life, can be really, really hard right now. And so I just want to stand in solidarity. I'm going to offer some book suggestions that continue to be books that I revisit and that have given me hope and given me a sense of peace and a notion that I'm informing and bettering myself and learning and growing. I'll say that being a divorced person, for example, it's taken me years to really process and grapple with notions of shame, notions of guilt, notions of fear, notions of feeling like a failure, notions of feeling less than, unworthy. And I think for me, some of the hallmarks of my marriage or some of the things that eventually became unacceptable or things that I just couldn't um, I was being stifled basically within are I was made to feel really small. And I know I'm a proud graduate, you see behind me, of Howard University. I know so many incredible, strong, and powerful women who are ambitious, who are driven, who are creative, who are innovative, who have beautiful spirits inside and out. And when you're in a relationship or a romantic partnership where you're made to feel small, where you're made systematically and through manipulation to make yourself appear little, to dim your light so that someone else can shine or feel more secure or feel better about themselves, it's a horrible, horrible feeling. And it can sometimes happen in such small increments that you don't even realize. You look up and you don't know who it is staring back at you in the mirror. You have walked away from so many opportunities or given up trying or following your dreams so that someone else can pursue or follow theirs or not. You end up kind of losing sense of where and who you are in the world. And that can be terrifying, right? It can be really difficult to try to rebuild some semblance of selfhood and identity when it has been systematically attacked. I also was in a situation where all of my friends and family were kind of pushed away from me, right? I became very isolated in my relationship where it was me and this person against the world. No one else mattered. No one else cared about me. No one else apparently liked me. Even, I didn't actually have any friends. And so you're kind of manipulated into a situation in which you have no support system. So again, you look up and wonder, wow, why don't I have friends anymore? Why every time I try to hang out or do something fun, is it a problem? Every family has issues, right? Every family has dramas. But when things from your past or certain traumas or certain dysfunctions in your family are weaponized and used against you, or are designed to hurt you or make you believe that you're less than, that's not healthy, right? When you are in a situation in which you can't have a wide social, professional network where everything you do is being kind of second guessed or questioned or torn apart, that's not healthy. And so I really had to work from ground zero to rebuild really my own self confidence, my own relationship with myself, to heal and to grow in a way that worked for me. I think also I really want to speak to those women out there who are just a bright light. They have a light inside of them. They have a drive. They have an ambition. And maybe you're not quite sure how to cultivate it, or you're not quite sure how to let it grow. But you've been in situations, it could be workplace situations, it could be a toxic workplace, it could be relationships, it could be friendships. But you're finding yourself in situations where you're really being held back. You're being asked to play small, to reduce yourself in a way that you're not really allowed to grow and shine. And I hope, if nothing else, also this video can be an encouragement to you. There is a place in my life, for those that follow me on Instagram, like some of my early posts, I would make hair and body butters. I would be up working 2 jobs and then in the night whipping up in the kitchen by myself organic ingredients to make hair and body butters, and then like selling them as a side hustle. There are periods where one of my main author bio photos is me with this beautiful red coral necklace on, and that necklace I actually handmade myself. So there was a period where I was making men and women's bracelets, necklaces, jewelry, and selling them. There's been periods where, I even had a moment where I was making like hip hop tracks, but I've always had a creative, innovative energy. I've always wanted to make. I think about Alice Walker's essay In Search of Our Mother's Gardens, which I highly recommend for those that are interested. But the creative energy that's always flown throughout women in terms of creativity, and how much stronger oftentimes in my life I've been, how much more free I felt, often when I'm single, when I'm not even in partnerships or relationships. So if you're a woman out there that's looking to go back to school, if you're a woman out there that's looking to start a company, if you're a woman out there that's starting to just, even on a small scale, you don't have to quit your job, you don't have to give up your 9 to 5, you don't have to, but just looking for ways to feed your creative energy, feed your passions and interests, go for it, go for it. If you have to make a plan that says, I need 5 years and I'm going to each month set aside a little bit of money, a little bit at a time to start a business, you can do it in increments. It doesn't have to be a big bang, I quit my job and I'm starting. Or if you need to plan a way to find a healthy way of living, a place that's maybe free from a relationship or your own private place to live, maybe it's even free from your parents. Whatever it is that you need to do to start planning and sowing the seeds to make that possible, all it takes is a little bit at a time. And if nothing else, also, I just want to tell you, when I was leaving my marriage and went back home, I had almost $0 in my bank account, had to quit my jobs, pack what I could into my car, and drive all the way back to St. Louis and move into my mother's house. I had dropped out of a PhD program, so at that time all I had was my college degree. I had quit all my jobs, so terminated those, moved, relocated, and was back in my mom's house, right? So you want to talk about the bottom of the bottom. I was blessed enough to have a mother who was willing to take me in, let me live with her, but I really had to start completely over. And I remember talking with my mom and saying, I don't want to leave. I love it here. I love the city where I'm living. I have really good jobs. It was so hard for me to find these jobs. I can't just quit them and leave. I need to find an apartment here. I need to make this work here. And what she said to me was, Allison, there is only one of you in the world. The world is only going to get one Allison, one of you. And I know it probably sounds cliche to be like, oh, look at your fingertips. Your fingertips are unique. You're one of a kind. God made you, and there's only one you. But something about that clicked for me. And I don't know if there is one person, half a person, that same message can click for or mean something. But there's only one of you. There's only one of you that the world gets to experience and see. There's only one. That's how special and rare you are. So whatever your journey looks like, however imperfect, however broken, however jagged, it's yours to discover and yours alone. And do not ever and I'm a person who attests to this. Like, I had a lot of embarrassment and shame surrounding, oh my God, how could this happen to me? How could I be a person who's had this experience? What a failure I am in all dimensions of my life. But I'm standing in solidarity with you to say, it's going to be okay. You are genuinely stronger than you think. And when you're not, you have to reach out for help, right? You have to reach out to find support. You have to use your voice. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to try to find ways to make your life a more healthy and peaceful place, right? There are so many things, so many odds stacked against Black women specifically in the world. So many evil kind of demonic forces systemically designed to see us fail. And we have to, within ourselves and then within the social, romantic, familial relationships that we cultivate, find ways to feed ourselves, right? To strengthen ourselves, to feel whole, to feel genuinely beautiful. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of the opportunity to follow and chase your dreams. You are worthy of support. You are worthy of having people in your life that lift you up, that do not somehow feed themselves by tearing you down. You're worthy of having your energy be renewed and to know what it feels like to have your energy even overflow, not constantly be depleted, not constantly forced into a state of fatigue and exhaustion. And you deserve to have a full and healthy whole life. You are deserving. You're worthy of that. Do not ever let anyone convince you that you're not. Period. 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 So I just wanted to share with you all 3 books. The first is Zora Neale Hurston's Their Eyes Were Watching God. I read this book for the first time in high school, and I'm actually right now teaching an African American women writers literary tradition course, and I'm reading it again alongside my students. And I never could have imagined that the protagonist in this story, Janie, we would share so many similarities later in life. She leaves 2 not the best, we'll just say, marriages, and eventually ends up with Tea Cake, who's also not perfect. There's no perfect person. There's no perfect woman. I'm certainly the farthest from perfect. Nothing about me is perfect. But we do deserve the opportunity to explore in life. We do deserve the opportunity to be free, to try to experiment and find what it means to be closest to a sense of freedom and wholeness. So this is the first book. I love this book so much, and it's so poetically and lyrically written. The second book is right after my divorce. I stumbled upon this book. I was seeing a Black female therapist, and I think maybe she recommended it to me, and it's Peace from Broken Pieces. And this book is absolutely incredible. I really, really liked it. I think when I first saw it, I thought like, oh, it looks like a hokey kind of self-help book with 80s colors. But I really, really learned a lot from it. And in hearing, I think, other women's stories, other women's experiences, there was a sense of like permission. There was a sense of acknowledgement, seeing myself in a text that gave me a sense of hope and encouragement. And then lastly is the book, The Power of Now. As you can see, my lighting's not the best, but I have a whole bunch, at least like probably 25 different what do you call it, post-it notes in here on a variety of different pages. This is The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, and I'll put these in the info box. But I mean, I have just like a lot of pages marked, underlines, notes in the margins. As you can see, just like a lot of places where I've really, really documented and I've fallen in love with the text. So I highly recommend this book as well. So as you're in quarantine, maybe as you're dealing with the continued shelter in place of COVID, maybe picking up a book, maybe just starting there, maybe finding a text that speaks to you or speaks to what you're going through now or what you have gone through in the past, and having a little bit of time to just focus on you, to just go inside. These are our bodies. These are what we walk through the world with, how we experience the world. And we're always kind of sheltering in place with this body, with this vessel. And I just want to encourage you, maybe if you have any time, even before the holidays are starting, to just spend a little time with you. So as I said again, for those that maybe did not know or weren't aware, I'm wearing purple. Purple is the color. October is the month for National Domestic Violence Awareness. I hope this message reaches you. I hope you are well. If you have a friend that you think could view this video and benefit from it, please share it. Please check on your strong friends. Please check on your friends that seem like they have it all together. Please check on your friends that maybe you've been experiencing radio silence recently. You haven't heard from them. They don't really come around much. I know it's COVID, so most people are inside, but you haven't really texted them. You haven't really heard from them. Please check on those people that seem like they live the perfect life. Everything is perfectly curated. Please love on each other as much as you can. Love on yourself and love on each other. I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care. Love ya.